Burnley chairman Alan Pace spoke to Express Sport about COVID-19 issues, Maxwell Coronet, future signings, the Burnley accent, Sean Dyche's future and much more on his one-year anniversary since gaining control of the club. Little old Burnley, they get called so very often. Far from the conglomerate brand that lies just an hour away in the red half of Manchester, light years away from the oligarch business that dominates the blue half of Manchester, and lacking the financial power that many of their fellow Premier League sides boast, Burnley remain one of the more plucky teams in the league, with a stadium overlooking the idyllic Lancashire Hills. That, to Alan Pace, is much more desirable than owning a super club. Taking over the Clarets under the company name ALK Capital in the final few days of December 2020 for a fee of around £250 million, it has been what can only be described as a tumultuous year at Turf Moor for the American. Fixtures started behind closed doors upon his arrival, subsequently reopened again in the summer and appear as though they could be headed back to how they were after COVID-19 outbreaks became vast across many Premier League clubs. All of this whilst moving a family of 5 across the Atlantic. It is a surprise Pace isn't exhausted by it all. Instead, the innovative American has relished the challenge. His side currently occupy one of the league's relegation spots, albeit with many games in hand, but that hasn't stopped Pace declaring his happiness at the start of his tenure in a town that has a population of under 100,000 people. With rumours that he looked at taking over Sheffield United before finally deciding on the Clarets, Pace is glad he chose Lancashire over Yorkshire and is overjoyed at the club's underdog theme becoming a stigma he wants to enforce, with all of the reasons he took over the club still being as strong as ever. Yes, I really think so, Pace told Express Sport when asked if he was content with how proceedings had gone.